does actually record video. Alright, now that I'm recording, I'm screwed. Not ready. Was ready. Ain't ready no more. La-di-da-di-da-di-da-di-da. A few more bags upstairs. Vacuum away too. No worries. I'll move it this way. Four, three, two, one, go. Flower Clown here. I finally got my prototype done for my balloon bag with a lot of the changes. Granted, this is the prototype, so there is the changes in there. There's different things that I tried out, so there's lots of experimental things on this bag. I am going to go through it, pick out and choose. After working with it for the next couple weeks, I will determine how I want things set up that work the best for balloon twisters and twisting in lines and restaurant work. So I've been very happy with the bags I've created in the past, but I wanted something with a few extra pockets and something a little bit easier. I also wanted to kind of do a tool side of the bag, so that is the bag that will always be either facing you if you like the bag in front of you, or depending on which side you want it, it could go on either side, because the two smaller side pockets and the way they're designed, those walls with all the pockets, they're going to mirror each other. So regardless if you're left-handed, right-handed, if you have your balloon bag on your right side or your left side, it's not going to make a difference. If your bag's in front of you, then it's in front of you, and that doesn't really make a difference. But you are also always going to have your back side of your bag. As far as the bag, this is what the bag looks like closed. I did add a zipper because I wanted to kind of do a flap or some kind of a cover, possibly waterproof. It doesn't cover all the pockets, but you can kind of make it so the outside pockets here, you don't have to keep a lot of balloons or a lot of very important balloons. You've got more than enough room on the inside. You can keep other stuff back there. That doesn't make a difference if it gets wet. Let's say bouncy balls or your magic tube or something to that effect. So this is the bag. The way I did the straps, I always had a little bit of a problem with the straps. As far as, this is one of my older bags. The way I used to do the straps is it used to have these little V's that would come up, which were really great because you could fold them down and you can actually put postcards in there and it faces in both directions. Perfect. Except for the fact when it folds over, if you need to get into these pockets, you are constantly flipping this back and forth, and same on the other side. So I wanted to get rid of that. And on the new bag, I did. It's just I had to figure out a different way of doing all the strapping. The way the straps run here is the straps are on two sides now. So you have two straps here, and they run underneath the bottom and basically surround the bag for stability for carrying. The straps, in order to get them out of the way, they will actually are long enough that they will just tuck right underneath the bag and on both sides. As far as the cover, let's open it up. I did add zippers, so it does zipper open and shut. Like I said, this is an experiment bag, so the zippers should come all the way down, but right now the size zippers I had, I couldn't do that. But this bag is mostly made out of bed sheets, because I didn't want to waste a lot of good fabric trying to experiment. And besides, this bag will really never be used, but it's more of to explain to my tailors what I want. All right, and not everything works perfect. I'm not a tailor, but this was basically just my prototype to explain to my tailors what I'm looking for. So this will actually flap over and go and lay on the other side of the bag, completely out of your way. So this is your working side and all your pockets. The way, then like I said, this strap will actually tuck underneath here. This needs to technically be a little bit longer, but you get the idea. It'll actually tuck under there nice and comfortable, keeping everything out of your way. You're not dealing with these little flappy things on the side. You can reach into any pocket you need. All right, so let's go through the bag. A lot of the pockets, the way I designed them, I have 3 big pockets in the middle. If you need big pockets, they're there. If you do not need big pockets and you wanted to carry more balloons and keep them separated, all these internal pockets bulge inward. So basically, if you want, you fill these pockets around the larger pockets, and those will push in, giving you more room giving you more room in each individual pocket and consuming the space that's here and here as well. So, like I said, these will expand out. So they expand out in layers. The first pocket on the inside, that doesn't expand out. The second one expands out a little bit, and then the third one more so. Not only did I fold it on the top, I folded it on the bottom and even on the sides. So they will really bubble out if need be. And for what I can predict, I could at least put 100 260s in each one of these pockets, if not more. So it depends on how many balloons you want to carry with you in a day. A lot of times with my bags, I end up having to take some balloons out rather than to load balloons, because I tend to go heavy and then the bag gets too heavy and then I got to unload some. So that's how the pockets are designed. As far as the front, this is going to be your working side. And what I did is I actually tried some stiff, I don't know which exactly the technical name for it is. I have a better visual of it right here. But I was told it's kind of what they use for like underwires for bras. It's a plastic material. There's two kinds. There's the thick one, and then there's like the really thin one. The thick one, I'm going to use that around the entire bag. I have it on 3/4 of this bag. This side over here, I actually use the lighter stuff, but I really like it because it really keeps it open and makes almost like a really nice oval shape, kind of like a racetrack. So it'll keep it nice and open. I did try it on some of the other pockets, but it got too tight. I prefer not to have it, so you can just reach your hand in very easily and get into any pocket with just sliding your fingers down. Otherwise, with these, you have to pry it open and then go in. That's another step. Granted, doesn't take a lot of time, but when you're doing it on each and every balloon, it adds up. A suggestion I had is people that do not do a lot of ballooning need to know where the balloons are at. They can't memorize it. I have my bag memorized. Most people that do ballooning on a regular basis that have a bag similar to this, they have it all memorized. They know exactly where each balloon is. For the people that do not, and then also with this one, I am doing a lot of print pockets, which are very small, and there's a lot of them. It's going to be very hard for even me to remember which pocket they're in. What I did is I did shoe outlets, or shoe eyelets. So what I did is I mounted little shoe eyelets in some of the pockets. So I'm playing around with the spacing and how I want to do it. I was thinking about having them just go straight across, so that way you'll see like this orange balloon here that goes actually inside, and the balloons go right to the eyelet. So the only thing you see is the little rollback, so a little dot of color. And it would look really pretty going across, and you would know exactly 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, which balloon is in which pocket. I think that'll work much better than trying to do each individual pocket. It might get a little bit confusing. I was also experimenting with pushing them through so you just see the rollback, pushing them through so you have the balloon dangling if you like it that way. The prints, same way. You can have a print that sticks out, or you can have a print that sticks inward. Also, you could take a scrap piece of balloon and just tie it and just let it hang like that. And that'll also represent which color and which shapes are in which pockets. Now, as far as the tool pocket on the front, like I said, this is your working side. I'm going to have my prints. I am going to expand this out, so we are going to double up the prints. So we have 8 here, so we're going to have a total of 16 small pockets, which will hold about 20 prints in each. So if you got those prints like your Batman heads that you might not use that often, perfect spot for them. If you use a lot of the eyeball prints and the alien prints, then you just mix them into another pocket, which I have here. So then you can keep those in a larger pocket. And some of the prints you can actually mix according to color. A lot of the problems I had, if I had like the blush male head and the blush female heads, or the aliens and the Frankensteins and the vampires, they all are the same color balloon, makes it really hard to find. So you don't want to mix similar colors. Different faces, different colors are fine, but if it's the same color balloon, it's going to make it hard. So each one of these pockets have basically 260s in them. I can hold about, like I said, 100 to 200 balloons in each pocket. The working pockets here, I've been keeping this one as my scrap pocket and this one kind of as my tool pocket. So it's got my rubber cement and some giveaway stuff. Also, I've got side here pockets here for Sharpies. The bottom here, this is actually too short, so this is either going to get moved up or just completely eliminated. I don't know if I really need it here. It's kind of overkill, but I might do it just to keep cards and maybe paperwork would probably be a good thing for that. So it might get moved up, but we'll see. And there's multiple pockets. There's a pocket here, a pocket here. So basically you have 1, 2, 3, 4 pockets right here. And then on the inside, you've got another flat piece that comes over that has a zipper pocket. And that's, like I said, these small sides match. So they're exactly the same. They're just mirrored from each other. The working side and the back side are completely different. Except for the fact if you just take the middle, the internal would be exactly the same. It's the front that becomes different because you don't have any balloons coming out on the opposite side. On this side you do, because this is your working side. That, your flap's going to go over and it's going to hide everything. So this is basically my balloon bag. It is going to have more pockets on the outside. Like I said, these are not going to be covered, but it's not that big of a deal. I am playing around with an elastic pocket here that I'm going to have almost for a drink pocket or a cup pocket. I usually have a strawed lid cup, which may have a tendency to spill a little bit, but outside, if it spills, it's mostly going to go on the ground anyway. So this is the new Flower Clown prototype balloon bag for 2014. I will be taking this with me to Nepal and seeing about getting some copies made, and then I'm also talking to another clown who does costumes and seeing if we can work together to get them made a lot more closer than all the way over in Kathmandu, Nepal, because that flight's a little bit much, and shipping is really, really expensive. So trying to keep the cost down. I don't know what the bags are going to cost right now until I work with my tailor and I get an idea of what the material is going to be, material cost, and labor. And there is a lot of little detail work, especially in all the folding of the pockets and adding the zippers. And there's also a tray thing on the bottom where you can slide a tray into the bottom of the bag for stability so it won't crunch and it won't flop around. But once you get the balloons all stocked in here, the balloons make pillars and it keeps the bag up. So if it's an empty bag, it's just going to lay flat, but as you load it, it builds the bag and creates the structure. So very happy with this.